to be honest, I did several courses and I'm like a serial course. I love to learn. So I sign up for different many courses. But my struggle is that I'm very passionate at the beginning, but then at a certain point, I tend to lose interest. And you know how they say you have to try many things to find the thing that works. With impact, I think I found the thing that worked for me. I never acquired so many leads so efficiently in such a short time. I launched the blueprint, and at the moment, I'm seeing more than 100 leads per day. So I launched like 2 weeks ago. I have generated around 4K in revenues. I have entered a new dimension because I see that I really can do it. And although I was convinced before, I realize now that I was not convinced. Now I am convinced that I can do it. So it's definitely an investment that will repay itself big time for everyone. I'm Barbara. I am a yoga teacher. Around 10 years ago, I started practicing yoga, fell in love with the practice, started taking teacher trainings. At the beginning, I didn't think I wanted to teach, but then I started teaching and I really loved it. I got really passionate about it. And so I wanted to be like, okay, now I want this to be my like full-time job. And in order for it to be my full-time job, I really need to grow. So I'm used to work in marketing, but for like big brands. And then when I created my own business, my train of thought was I have experience, so I know how to do stuff, and it's going to be more or less the same. And I realized that it's not. So I had to realize that I am the brand. You need to create a relationship with your audience, which is more intimate. Yeah, so that has been my main struggles. I did a few attempts, I did some small courses here and there, I tried different things, but then I came to a certain point where I said I really need some professional specific support. It's been a coincidence, but in this digital world there are no coincidences, so probably algorithms of social media know very well what you're looking for. And I found you on, I think it was a reel or something on Instagram. It was not promoted, boss. It was just one of your reels. And I got hooked immediately because you spoke about working with the best yoga teachers, which are more or less my idols. I've been to their trainings, to the workshops. So for me, they've always been like up there. And that I was hooked from the very beginning because I said, wow, if this guy works with these people, he definitely can help me, because he has the marketing expertise, but also knows very well exactly my niche and my industry. Can I be honest? I was evaluating different offers and different companies, but then I felt like, well, there's value here for me. So I was not very skeptical from the very beginning. I was very convinced that this could help me a lot. It was even better than I expected, to be honest, because I I did several courses and I'm like a serial course. I love to learn, so I sign up for different many courses. But my struggle is that I'm very passionate at the beginning, but then at a certain point, I tend to lose interest. And if I don't perceive the value for me immediately, I tend to kind of like lose my momentum and my passion. And what I found in Impact is that I was very hooked from the very beginning because it's the perfect mix of giving you solid basis theory, but at the same time, you start working practically from the very beginning, which I find amazing. And you know how they say you have to try many things to find the thing that works. With Impact, I think I found the thing that worked for me. Definitely the coaching has been important. The work on our mindset. You bring us to set up our mindset first. Everything, all the content is very efficient. I'm still using it for everything I do. And then definitely also the community, seeing other people succeeding and being there together, connecting with other students. I met already a few of them and we share experiences. So it's kind of like creating this, we're in this together. I always have somebody I can reach out to in case I need, and that's great. And the other thing is that what I saw in you is that you really want people to succeed. So you go the extra mile to help everyone to get where they want to go. So this makes a huge, huge difference. It's clear that you really care about our success. And this is very motivating. I really liked at the beginning the fact that we had to think about, okay, what is my audience looking for? What are their pain points? What are their roadblocks? And that radically changed things and the relationship with my audience. And every step of the way for me was like, yes, that makes so much sense. And now, not only I created the first blueprint, but I know that from now on, I have a structure to work with. So whatever I will do, whatever product I will create, I will always follow this structure because that's the one that works. Everything is so clear, so optimized. At the moment, I'm seeing more than 100 leads per day in my platform. So I launched like 2 weeks ago. You can imagine how my database has grown. It's doing great. I never acquired so many leads so efficiently in such a short time. I have generated around 4K in revenues. It's all additional revenues. It's revenues from new customers. So this projects me in a very, very good trajectory. And it's not only the revenues that I'm generating from the blueprint, but I have other products. I have the teacher training, I have the retreats. So I already saw that people converting from buying the annual membership that I have in the blueprint converting to other products as well. So this is exponential. Before launching the blueprint outside, I did a sales campaign on my database, as you suggested. I used the email strategy, and I have to say that shaped me a lot as well, because the way I was doing emails was completely wrong. And I have to say the conversion rate and how people respond to these emails is so much better, because every time I tried to push some offers, it didn't get a good response. But with this campaign, it switched on again. In this case, we had many more, like 10 times more, proving that the way you do emails and the way you create content makes a lot of difference. You spend so much time in like trying, and when you finally see like numbers start to roll and you see you're going in the right direction, that is a huge motivation. After a few years now, i I have entered a new dimension, because I see that I really can do it, you know. And although I was convinced before, I realize now that I was not convinced. Now I am convinced that I can do it, because I see like the progress, and I see that the numbers growing, and that is a huge motivator for sure. If you're a yoga teacher, definitely consider that online is the future, is the reality. I know that at the beginning it can be frightening, because we want every I think every yoga teacher would like to build a business that gives them the opportunity to be free, to travel the world, and to be economically independent. So that's everyone's goal. But then what it's scary is like, will I be able to do it? And then you do some attempts, and of course you tend to fail. So I think Impact Academy is the most worth investments that you can do, because it, at whatever stage you are, that's what was surprising for me. Even if you're starting from zero, you're getting the same value. If you have huge audience, no product, you can have huge value. If you have the product, no audience, you can have huge value. If you are zero, starting from scratch, you can have huge value. So it's definitely an investment that will repay itself big time for everyone. Obviously, if you're willing to put yourself into that, and if you're willing to do the work.